Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to start to share some of the data that we're starting to kind of collect from the swing stage and the Zen swing stage and the dual force plate that we kind of have installed here at Lake Nona, and just some of the implications from a training perspective with uneven lies. And clearly, uneven lies have a very applicable opportunity for us to get better from a performance standpoint, but then also just from a training standpoint, and how can we shift some of the forces of how we use the ground. And that's what we're starting to see with some of the different applications with the Zen stage. And so just wanted to kind of share one of the case studies that we're starting to kind of see it's a good use for. It's something we've always used as coaches as far as using different slopes to affect different pieces of the golf swing and the shape and the geometry and the pressure and the shifting. I just don't know if we've been able to measure it just yet. And so just to kind of give you some of the information that I've been seeing so far, I think hopefully will help you in your coaching and in some of your instructional teaching and feeling, and as far as how you go with your golf swing. So, all right, we're going to take a quick look. I wanted to share a couple things with you about what we're seeing with the Zen swing stage and the Swing Catalyst dual force plate. Charlie Kitchen here, good young player, struggles with some areas with his lateral shift and how early he would rotate and torque. It kind of gets him into a position where it's very difficult to stay forward through the strike. So when we look at some of his forces here, what we've got is kind of into the backswing is a very small horizontal value, forward value, and he has a very large torque value. And it kind of has a bit of a peak to it where there's a long span of time. And then clearly his vertical peak out of the ground is very good. But what that does is it puts him in a position where it's hard to get his pelvis forward. So when he pushes vertically, his left foot obviously comes up and off the ground, and that can create some inconsistencies with his ball striking. So one of the things that we started with this week, we did some testing on the Zen stage where we got very upsloped. Obviously, he's going to have to create a lot of horizontal force, and he's going to have to peak really high and early to be able to strike this ball. So when you see what he had to do, he obviously pushes quite a bit more force up the slope. The torque is in the same span of time, but it peaks. It doesn't flatten out. So he doesn't spin for too long. He just kind of spins and then starts to open up. The vertical is a little low because he's on an upslope, but now we can see the force vector here on his left foot pushing much longer spans of time towards the target. And from there, obviously that changes his impact position pretty significantly. So we did some of that. That obviously gets his pressure at impact upwards of 80% into the front foot. We also did a little bit of a drill here as well, where we felt the right foot slide and push, and that clearly gets some really nice impact position going. And that's also when we saw more of a larger horizontal peak. We saw just a quick peak in the torque, not a very elongated torque force. And then the vertical is a little low, just kind of focusing mostly on these two things at the moment, but just trying to clean up some of his ball striking at impact. And that's kind of what we're starting to see with these two products. Very helpful. Thanks.